Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am bringing out some of my Horizons kit and I am going to be scrapping a photo of my boys with Lucy when she was just an itty bitty baby. And I am going to be fussy cutting some of these flowers out. Now for this layout I was inspired by Paige Evans. She made a layout where she basically cut all of this pattern paper out. She fussy cut all the flowers out and then restuck them on foam onto dark blue paper. So I was really inspired by that, and I thought to myself, I'm going to be using this gradient paper that is also part of the collection, and I'm going to be doing something like that. I didn't fussy cut all of those flowers, obviously, just the ones that I thought I was going to need. Now I did some more fussy cutting with the words, and that's also in the paper pad that I got, and I just fussy cut the words that are a little bit bluish greeny. Some have some yellow in it, but I didn't want to bring in any more pink because the flowers have quite a lot of pink in it. So you'll see me here just taking my little square foams, square foam adhesives, and I'm just going to be raising up the little flowers and the petals and the little leaves so that they are just raised up a little bit. And you can see in if you find Paige's page that she did like this, it's also just a little the flowers and the petals and the leaves are popped up, and then the stems are glued down with some liquid glue. So this is going to take some time. I'm going to be doing this. I will fast forward and then I'll catch you on the other side. Okay, so before I am going to be sticking down that other floral at the top right hand corner of the photo, I wanted to bring in something behind the photo, and unfortunately I did not get the floral ephemera pack. I have been looking everywhere for the floral ephemera pack for Horizons. I've got notifications on all the websites to tell me when they're coming in, and I've always just missed out. And I've heard of people buying like 4 or 5 of them and I don't even have one. So I've got the little tabs and tags ephemera pack from the collection. So I'm going to be using that to back or to add some interest to the back of my photo. I like the way the light blue contrasted against the dark blue. If you look at the bottom of my photo, when I put the tag in at the bottom of the photo, I love the way that contrasted. And if you look at in the photo, the curtains are this sort of very light faint blue, and then my one son, you can see his jeans, his denim pants that he's got on, that's also blue. And I love how all that blue sort of just brings in a little bit of masculinity. Not that blue is a boy color and pink is a girl color, but let's be honest, that's how we were brought up. So for those traditional ones, the flowers are obviously for Lucy. The pink flowers are for Lucy that they're holding and loving in the photo, and then the blues for the boys. I love the combination of this layout really a lot, and I love the dimension that this created as well. So yeah, with all the little the foam squares that I used to pop the flowers up. I really like the fact that I didn't put the scalloped edge of the tag at the top of the photo, and that I put it at the bottom of the photo. I really like that I did that in that way. Now I'm going to be placing those words randomly around the embellishments that I stuck down already, and they're just words that I thought would work, as well as the coloring, the family, fun, love, beautiful, dreamer, get lost, cool, words that would work for boys. And then obviously we're a family and we love each other and all of that. So this is going to be a very, very simple layout. There isn't much to it really. This is basically it. I'm just going to be doing some more gluing, adding a little bit of splatter here and there, I think at that stage I was just thinking of what I wanted to do next, because it does look a bit bare, doesn't it? I remember this day we took these photos. I remember it so clearly. I was very stressed out. Lucy was only 2 weeks old, and I was still recovering from my C-section, and I was very uncomfortable having my post preggy body, and now, you know, having to take photos, and I didn't have newborn shoots with any of the other kids, so this was a first for me. And just the whole thing of me now having to get ready and get myself to look presentable for photos, it was quite stressful. And then obviously stressing that Lucy wouldn't cope with the lights and, you know, being cold and all of that. I used to be a photographer in South Africa, and when we still lived there, I just did, you know, shoots here and there, and I did a couple of newborn shoots, and I remember how stressful that was for me, being the photographer, trying to get the babies to play along. That was interesting. So for this experience, I was at the other end of the lens, and it was quite an experience. But I mean, I have had so much material to scrap just from that shoot. So I mean, you guys have seen probably 99% of all the photos that I've scrapped, or that were taken on that day, because I keep on scrapping them, and then I re-scrap them and re-scrap them. So, but that's one thing, and I mentioned this in my last video, and that is one thing that I want to get away from, is only scrapping the beautiful photos, the ones that the lighting is perfect and everybody looks perfect and it looks like it could go in a magazine and we're all dressed the same. And I want to get away from that, and I want to start scrapping real life photos, you know, because in this break that I took for May, I've mentioned that I sort of, before May, I felt completely lost with the scrapbooking. I didn't want to scrapbook anymore, and it's sad because I've got all this stuff, and I was thinking to myself, well, I don't want to do it. What am I going to do with everything? So then I just thought to myself, take a break, and then, you know, you'll get inspired again afterwards. And it did work. So if you're ever in a scrappy rut and you just want to give up scrapbooking, just take a break and don't even go into the space that you're scrapping in, like a craft room. For literally a month, I didn't even come into my craft room. And it was good for me to just back off completely backing off. And it's sort of like Christmas again. I mean, I'd forgotten the collections that I bought before I stopped scrapping, so before I took that break. And then when I got back into my scrapbook, I was like, oh, look, I found something. So it was like Christmas again. So I am back in full swing, and I think I'm getting back to the basics of scrapbooking. Maybe putting more than one photo on a layout, just exploring my style a bit more, I think. You know, using different types of things and just going with what I like and not with what I think other people will like. And I think that is what I was getting fed up with. I was running out of ideas of what other people wanted to see me do. And, you know, I was so caught up with inspiring other people to get scrapping, I was getting uninspired myself. So I've got a new approach now, and you know, it's wonderful if you do get inspired by my videos, but I am thinking now, instead of doing it solely to inspire other people, I'm doing it because I love doing it. And I know this might sound stupid to some of you, and might be like, duh, well, that's why you do scrapbooking, is because of you and you loving it. But yes, I think you know, when pressure gets a bit much, you sort of think to yourself, why am I doing this? I don't like it anymore. And since I've gotten back into my scrap room at the beginning of June, I can't seem to get out of it again. I am in here all the time. I'm at the moment busy scrapping my boys and Emma's school career, so I'll be doing some flip throughs with that. I'm not so sure if I'm going to be doing videos with the scrapping the school pages, because it's very, very old scrapbook supplies that I'm using. I mean, this stuff is like, sure, 10, 20 years old. If you want to see me scrapbook the school stuff, you're welcome to, tell me if you'd like to see it. I will share some of the pages if you're interested. But just as a thought, I thought to myself, I don't think this is going to be, because it's very higgledy-piggledy. I mean, it's all over the place. This is, the school stuff, and also because there's so many photos, I scrap lots of photos on one page. So it's a completely different style to what I'm doing here. So if you want to see it, drop me a comment, and I'll put some of the school scrappy pages. I'll put some of them up. I think you'll be surprised to see how I scrap other things that I can scrap differently. So anyway, so I love doing this page. This was a very refreshing page for me to do. I love the combinations of the pinks and the blues, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.